MAGA hates Indians too. They hate Jews too. So right now, Indian Americans, or just Indian period, Indian immigrants, they're in the find out phase. So, all these MAGA Indian voters, all the MAGA Indian politicians, they're discovering a truth that they are not white. They are not in some ruling class, some ruling apartheid. If there's an apartheid in America, they're going to be all the way at the bottom with the rest of us. So, I feel like Latino MAGA they've already figured it out. They are riding around America with their papers, because at any moment they could be snatched off the streets, and men with masks can throw them in the back of a van, and they can wake up in El Salvador or some African death camp. Like literally, this is the state of being a Latino person in the United States, whether you're an illegal immigrant or whether or not you were born here. You could have been born in Austin, Texas. It doesn't matter. You can be deported at any time. That Latinos have found out. They fucked around. They found out. The Cubans who came over here, who escaped communist Cuba, and they've been voting Republican every 4 years. They vote Republican. They vote Republican. They're being deported back to Cuba. They're finding out. So the find out phase is over for Latinos, right? Republicans are going to lose Latinos for a while, hopefully. We'll see. Now it's time for the Indian Americans to find out. Because a lot of Indian Americans, they are descended from a group of people that had an open caste system in India. And maybe in India, their parents and grandparents, they were able to get away with overt racism, overt caste system. They had people in India called the untouchables, right? Maybe their mentality is used to this tiered hierarchy. And maybe they thought that, if you get rich enough in America, if you get successful enough in America, right, you can be as American as everybody else. And that's the American dream. But being as American as everyone else means you have to be up there with the white people. They've distorted equality for supremacy. A lot of Indian Americans who vote for MAGA are supremacists. They just think that they're in the the supreme category. And they are finding out now that you are not. Your skin is brown. And in America, that makes you a second or third or fourth class citizen, depending on where you're at. And Jewish Americans are going to find out too. Very shortly. Nick Fuentes is on a mission to bring back anti-Semitism within the Republican Party and within the MAGA movement. Not even that MAGA movement per se, because he doesn't like Donald Trump or J.D. Vance. He recently called J.D. Vance a curry muncher because his wife is Indian. That was Nick Fuentes talking to Tucker Carlson. Indian Americans are finding out that MAGA is a racist movement. It's a white nationalist movement, and you're not white. You're not. You are not somehow superior to any of the other immigrants of this country or black people in this country or Latinos or Asian. You're not superior. You are the same. Same. They're going to treat you the same. They're going to talk to you the same. They're going to degrade you the same. When they degrade an African American, they're degrading you. They degrade a Latino American, they're degrading you. Then when they talk about immigrants, they're degrading. When they talk about getting rid of the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship, that means that your children will no longer be citizens of the United States. They're talking about you, Indian Americans. This is not India. There's no caste system here. There are white nationalists at the top. That's how MAGA sees it. And there's everybody else. And as far as they're concerned, everybody else can go back to where they came from. Except Europeans. Europeans get to stay, but everybody else has to go back. What do you think the H-1B visa thing is about? Do you think the H-1B visa thing is about policy? It's about getting rid of the Indians and the Chinese. That's what it's about. It's not about economic policy. It definitely isn't about helping American workers. That's not what it's really about. That's what they're selling to the American people. It's not about making Americans more competitive in the workplace. That's not true. You know how I know it's not true? Because a lot of the jobs the H-1B visas workers do, Americans either can't do or there's not enough Americans to do those jobs. It's about getting rid of the brown people and the Asiatic people. Getting rid of the Latino people. And when they're done with all of those people, they're going to come for African Americans. They're going to come for the blacks. And when they're done with that, they're going to come for the Jews. Because all of these Jewish people, the Stephen Millers of the world, the architects of this white nationalist movement don't understand a simple freaking concept. That Jewish people in America have never been thought to be as equal as a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. That's never been true. Temporarily, they're blending in. They're going to come for you guys last, maybe. Nick Fuentes says no. Now, right now, let's make MAGA anti-Semitic. Or insofar as he's not MAGA, the right must be anti-Semitic. So not only anti-Zionist, which I think is probably the correct stance to be in America, but no, you have to be anti-Semitic. And a Jew hater. That's what Nick Fuentes stands for. So all of these Jewish MAGA guys are going to find out eventually too. Just like the Latinos found out. And now the Indians are finding out. And listen, there's black MAGA supporters. They're going to find out. They're going to find out. The white poor is finding out that even if you're poor, Donald Trump wouldn't shake hands with some of these poor MAGAs. He's cutting your food stamps right now. He's cutting your SNAP. He's cutting WIC. From the vast majority of people on SNAP and WIC are white and poor. They live in rural America. He's raising your health care. You're not going to be able to afford health care. Meanwhile, all the people in the blue states are begging the poor white people of America to take our money, the taxes that we pay in Washington and California. Please, we tax us to give to you so that you don't starve, that your children don't starve, that your children can have a good education. But we have to beg you guys to take our money because you hate black people, you hate Latinos, you hate Indians, and sooner or later, the future of the Republican Party is going to be, you guys are going to hate the Jews too. It's coming. TikTok. This is where we are. We're in the find out stage of a modern day dystopia, where right now Americans are going hungry. for no reason other than Trump's ire at Democrats, that Americans can't afford health care, that we're being laid off left and right, and we don't even have official unemployment numbers anymore because they just don't release the numbers. We don't even know we don't even have a jobs report anymore, not one that's accurate. This is a living nightmare that Trump has created, and it's going to get worse. So Indian Americans, I want you guys to wake up, snap out of it. They hate you. The Vivek Ramaswamis, the Kash Patels, it doesn't matter. And getting on your knees or voting for them or supporting them is not going to save you. The only thing that's going to save you, join the resistance. Join progressive Democrats. Or even not progressive, vote Democratic. If you can vote, vote Democratic. And that's it. I mean, that's all I got to say. So now the Indians are finding out. The Jews will find out soon how much the right wing really hates them. You want to blame college kids at Columbia or someplace like that for protesting against a freaking genocide. You want to call that anti-Semitic? You guys are going to find out what anti-Semitism is when the people that actually hate you for being Jewish start to just come out and say it. That's when all of a sudden, oh my gosh, that's real. And now you've been crying wolf for so long that when the ADL and everybody, when they come to attack the actual Semitism, no one's going to hear it, because you've been labeling people on the left anti-Semitic that aren't anti-Semitic. I mean, you've been calling Palestinians anti-Semitic. And they're Semitic people. They're literally Semitic. Palestinians are Semites. You've been calling Jewish people that hate Israel, the government of Israel, what Israel has been doing and their genocide against Gaza, you've been calling them anti-Semitic. So now all the chickens are going to come home to roost, guys. Stop. I'm begging the Jewish population of the United States of America, stop. Stop. Stop needlessly attacking the left when the real danger to Jewish people in America is from the right. It always has been. Adolf Hitler was not some lefty, okay? He was an extreme right-wing fascist. Your danger has always been from the right. Focus. Now's the time to say, you know what? However you feel about everything else, now's the time to say, you know what? Stop anti-Semitism in its tracks right now. Don't let it fester and grow. Don't let the Nick Fuentes's of the world grow. Because right now, all we're feeding the beast is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And soon is going to be unstoppable. So this is Indians, Jews, wake up, snap out of it before it's too late. Because the price of freedom is eternal vigilance.